Written on good days, bad days, happy days, sad days. Days when I just didn't understand. Days when I thought everything was crystal clear. If some of this comes across as bitter, it wasn't intended that way. If you read some of it you vehemently disagree with, that's okay. They are written to help prepare you for what might happen. Some things will, some won't. But I hope now that they won't catch you off guard. If even just one of the following helps you in whatever way, it will have been worth writing. You don't have to read it all. But I hope that you will read bits. It's merely a guide. Thoughts from 50 years. Mostly my own. Some from others I respect. I can't say if I would have taken any notice of them through my own life. Maybe you will. Thank you for even reading this far. Dad X at 1. We are all our own religion. We need others to believe in us. The only way for this to happen is to believe in yourself first, your ability, your passion, your commitment, and your intellect. 2. Almost without exception, people will take from you more than they will ever give you. 3. You will only know who your real friends are when you have no money. 4. There is no greater achievement in life than raising children. It is harder than anything else you will ever do, but by far the most rewarding. 5. The wise man is he who listens when he would prefer to speak. When you talk, you say what you already know. When you listen, you can learn new things. 6. If you ever think you know everything, in fact, you know nothing. You must start learning again. 7. There is no person below you or above you, ever. Everyone is your equal until they prove otherwise. 8. Being nice and being a good person does not equate to success, but a clear conscience is something to be proud of. 9. You will never please everyone. You can only hope that you choose to do the right thing. 10. Happiness does not come from wealth, but wealth can come from happiness. 11. You can learn more from children than you can from adults. They don't judge by sight. Children are honest. Adults learn not to be. 12. The meanest people often have the most money. They are the ones with shortest arms yet deepest pockets, who separate bills to the penny and are the last to say, "My shout." Nobody likes mean people. 13. Every single day you will meet great people, you just need to learn how to view them. 14. For every person who supports you, there are 10 more who will want you to fail. 15. Try to smile at everyone. Children smile on average 400 times per day. Adults just 16. 16. Hug people for 7 seconds or more. It sets off serotonin in your brain and brings a rush of love, trust, confidence, and more positive emotions. 17. There are only 2 types of people in the world, good and bad. Stay with the good. Stay away from the bad. You will be told there are shades and it's a spectrum, but it's up to you to decide the cutoff point. 18. You will try different drugs, just don't escape the world with them. They lie to you. For example, cocaine makes unfunny people think they're funny. You are funny already. 19. Let people get to know you rather than trying to be everyone's friend wherever you go. They will choose you. 20. Even your best friend in the world may stab you in the back one day. You will never understand why. 21. Don't specialize. You never know when the thing you are expert at won't exist anymore. 22. Talent is only a fraction of what you need to succeed. Don't rely on it only. 23. Some people suck the life out of a room. Try not to stay in the same room. And certainly don't become one of them. 24. If you hate something, change it, whatever it is, whoever it is. 25. Hear everyone's point of view before forming your opinion. If you only listen to one side, you can often condemn the innocent. 26. Your heart will be broken more than once. Too many times it will turn to stone. 27. Your parents don't know everything. They simply try their best to advise. 28. You don't need alcohol. It's fine to enjoy it, just don't depend on it. 29. Privilege should never ever come from skin color. 30. Be wary of so-called religious people. They are more often than not the most unpleasant, judgmental people you will meet. 31. Do not judge people without knowing them. 32. Celebrate the best bits in each day. Don't dwell on the bad bits. 33. When you are happy, positive, everyone wants to be with you. When you are down, there are few left around. 34. When someone dies, tell their loved ones, I am with you. But there is nothing you can say that will take their grief away. 35. Work is easier than life. As such, life achievements are more cause for celebration. 36. Save more. Not just money, but moments. 37. Talk more, type less. There is no tone of voice in a text or email. That's why we are forced to use emoticons so as not to have our words misconstrued. Speak to people. It's amazing how good it feels to have a conversation, face to face, whenever possible. 38. Those without talent hate those who have it. They will make your life miserable. 39. Look for beauty in the world. It is everywhere. 40. Tell children they're beautiful and celebrate their successes. 41. There is no greater gift you can give than time. Please note that these are possibly the most important 10 words in this book. 42. Do whatever makes you happy, but don't measure happiness financially. 43. Spend more time with your family as you get older. They don't question you unless you force them to. 44. Respect animals. Everything has a right to be treated well. Be wary of those who treat pets badly. They value life less than you. 45. Go with your instincts. Even if you're wrong, you chose what felt right. 46. If you find someone who you feel comfortable with, even when you're both silent, stay with them. 47. Read more and write more. Wisdom comes from others, and you can share yours too. 48. Try to say positive things even when you'd prefer to be negative. If you just can't, say nothing. 49. Try not to answer questions with another question. 50. Arguing is people trying to prove they are right. You will not always be right. 51. Look after your body and skin. No one wants to look old. 52. Beauty fades quickly if you're ugly inside. A dirty heart will always sour a beautiful face. 53. You can never be too kind, but you can be taken advantage of. 54. Give without questioning what you will receive, but be wary of how much and to whom. 55. Look at the sky more. It is filled with far more wonders than the pavement. 56. What is selfish to one is giving all to another. 57. You are amazing. But never think you are. Focus on demonstrating your brilliance rather than basking in your own glory. 58. Let no one ever starve you of love. It is the meanest thing. 59. One day, the person who worked under you may well be your boss. 60. Society is ageist. That age is getting less all the time. 61. With age comes knowledge and experience, but it's not always valued. 62. Do not work during your holidays. Always. Always refuse. 63. Try not to work at weekends. Remember, the most valuable thing you have is time. 64. Put your passion only into what is worth it. 65. Learn to enjoy what is free. 66. You can't live with guilt. Everyone looks at you with accusatory eyes. Whatever you do, do it with a clear conscience. 67. You will hurt people. Just don't twist the knife. If you choose to make someone suffer, you will suffer most. If you choose to crush someone, karma is watching and waiting with a far heavier weight. 68. Don't smell bad. There are enough products available to always have a pleasant odor. 69. Take care of your teeth. You will smile more and feel happier smiling. 70. A life shared is a happier life. 71. A life without love is no life at all. Please remember this one. 72. We are only afraid of things we don't know. Ignorance breeds fear. Learn not to be afraid. Education is the only way to save humanity and our planet. 73. Try real hard not to smoke. Smoking parents unfortunately pass it on. It stinks, wastes money, ruins your skin, and you die sooner. 74. Use creams on the back of your hands and neck all round. Use good quality moisturizers always, preferably non-chemical based. 75. Eat organic. Less meat, more vegetables. Do not calorie count, it's really depressing. 76. Drink as much water as possible every day. It is incredibly good for you. 77. Try to cut out fizzy drinks. They're rotten and they rot you. Energy drinks are incredibly bad for your body and mind. There are plenty of natural ways to give yourself a boost. Matcha, for one. 78. Respect people's beliefs. You don't have to believe the same. But you don't have to mock what makes others happy unless they are forcing you to think the same way they do. 79. Don't drive tired. If you're being driven by someone who is, either stop for them to rest or keep talking to them if pulling over is not an option. You must help them stay awake. Don't ignore them, or worse still, force them to carry on. That is stupid. 80. Buy the best home appliances you can afford. They last longer and save you money in the long run. 81. Make sure your home smells good. It helps you enjoy your time there. 82. Buy fresh flowers regularly. They make you happy. 83. Don't compete with others financially. There will always be people with more and less money than you. They aren't any different to you, though many will pretend they are. 84. Wear good quality shoes. You'll feel good and you often make an impression with your footwear. 85. Dress for you, not for others. 86. When you look up from a screen, you see life. Screens are addictive, but not real. They steal your time. 87. Remember to look in faces. You can read what people are thinking in their eyes. It may not be the same as what they are saying. 88. Respect people's privacy. If someone tells you something in confidence, keep it that way. Friendships take a long time to build and are based on trust. They can be broken instantly. 89. Fill your life with color. Nothing is ever only black and white. 90. Always remain restless. It keeps life interesting and exciting. 91. Others will come to you for answers. You don't have them all. Never be afraid to admit you don't know or don't understand something. 92. Find places where you are at peace and go there regularly. 93. Live with natural light. You can't underestimate the importance of sunlight in your day. 94. Only you can change you. If you don't like what you are or what you are becoming, you can choose to do things differently. 95. Just because you've always done something doesn't mean you always have to. 96. The sun shines on every day, but sometimes you will have a black cloud over your head. Think positive and rays of light will eventually break through. It may take days, weeks, sometimes months, but they do come, faster if you can smile while waiting. 97. Beware of adding negativity to the world. There is enough already. If you haven't got anything positive to say, don't say anything, especially not online. 98. Love the things you have, not the things you want. 99. If people lack an ability, they make up for it in politics. 100. Live without regrets. You can't change the past, and it made you what you are today. If you're respected by your friends, any wrongs you did are blurred or faded from view. 101. You are your own personal brand. Everything you do speaks volumes about who you are. Choose carefully, from what you do to who you do it with. 102. Rich should not measured in money. Experiences are worth more. 103. If you can, live near water, a river, lake, or the sea. It will calm you every day. 104. Tai Chi, yoga, and Pilates. They're not just good for your body, but for your soul, and they help you live longer. 105. Shave with aloe vera gel or coconut oil. Good for your skin, fewer cuts, and less redness. 106. Iron your clothes. Clean your shoes. Take care and pride in your appearance. 107. Nothing you will ever think when you are drunk is worth anything. 108. Sex is not love. It's a way to express love. Or it can just be sex. It is far more enjoyable if you do it for the pleasure of the other person. But note that if you get nothing back, there's no love. 109. If your partner only either loves you or hates you, they are too stupid to understand the value of compromise or what a relationship really is. 110. Count your friendships in quality, not numbers. 111. Write down brilliant moments the day they happen. That way, you'll have something to remind you of how many times you've been happy before the bad day that you'll inevitably have. 112. Keep a record of your children's joyous moments. Film them, photograph them, record the genius things they say, because they do. Years later, show them. 113. Children remember the times you weren't there far more acutely than the times you were there. Try not to miss out because you're busy. 114. Try to make time for your own thoughts. There will always be something else you should be doing. But treasure your own space and own thinking. 115. Celebrate the successes of your partner, family, and friends. Care about how they are doing, not just how you're doing. 116. Don't leave someone who is dying inside, or switch them off. There will always be ones who need you more than you'll ever appreciate. Check in with them regularly. 117. Don't sleep with your phone, and try not to make it the first thing you reach for each morning. That's sad. 118. Learn to love, not just like. 119. No one will ever have the same life rulebook as you, and your opinions will change over time. You will often have views that are the polar opposite to your younger self as you go through life. 120. Don't let a number define your life. Your age has nothing to do with what you can and can't do. 121. Try not to mock people older than you. You will be one of them in the blink of an eye. 122. Read to your children as much as possible and get them to read to you. Better still, create your own stories and encourage them to make up ones too. 123. Enjoy art. If you can, create it in any form possible and display it for yourself. 124. Everyone is trying to sell you something. You can say no. 125. Your intuition is pretty accurate, even if your thoughts are different to everyone else around you. 126. Really look into faces. Their stories can be more fascinating than the ones spoken in words. 127 stereotypes do exist. That's why they become associations. 128. Learn to support yourself. Anyone else who supports you is a bonus. 129. Life is a roller coaster, but know that as it goes along, the highs and lows get bigger. 130. If you gamble, you will lose. 131. Don't play one person off against another. Neither will like you, and you may lose both. 132. Learn to spot an exit-enthusiast and help them. Try never to become one. 133. When you join a company, look at the way people leave it. If they go out with a fanfare and celebration, it's a good company. They appreciate their staff. If they go out via the back door under a cloud, steer clear. The management don't care. 134. New is seemingly the only currency that is worth anything. 135. See in others not what they are, but what they could be with your encouragement and support. But be careful who you invest your time in. 136. There is never a good time to have children. They are the good time. 137. See more live music. It enriches your life far beyond the price of the ticket. The same goes for movies, theater, and art. 138. If you have an experience you love or hate, great, within reason. Indifference is pointless. 139. There will be more people in the world who disagree with you than think you are right. It's down to your strength of conviction to move forwards. 140. Confidence is the only thing that you need to succeed. If it's based on talent too, that's a plus. But you will come across so many clueless people in high positions, you'll wonder how on earth they got there. 141. Don't ever clock watch. Time runs at snail's pace if you do. 142. Keep in regular contact with those who matter to you, not for your own gain, just because they're worth it and they enrich your life. 143. Trust is earned. Don't expect it until you've proved yourself worthy. Then stay worthy. 144. If you need help, tell people. There's no shame in opening up so long as they are ones you think care about you. 145. Life is less about who you want to beat, more about who you want to be. 146. Never date or marry for money. One day it will be gone and you will have nothing. 147. A relationship breakup can hurt more than the death of a loved one. 148. Don't define yourself by the job you do. 149. Sometimes you have to hit rock bottom before you find your rock. 150. Plastic surgery hurts not just your body but your mind. 151. You are more likely to die from loneliness than obesity or alcohol abuse. Don't ever feel lonely. There are so many people who care about you. 152. Credit your mentors. No one gets where they are on their own. Don't forget the ones who helped you climb onto each rung of the ladder all the way up. They may need you to lift them too one day. Many people have short memories. 153. Everything becomes wallpaper. Move pictures, paintings, photographs around in your home every 3 to 6 months and you'll see them again. 154. The best people in your life only ever want a real smile from you. 155. Be careful what you sign. Always. Any contract can be used against you. 156. If you date or marry someone from another country, they will see the world differently to you. Sometimes in a far more refreshing and enlightening way. 157. Love is too easy to say, far harder to show. 158. Try to make each day special for the one you love. Try to keep having new ideas to make your relationship remarkable. 159. Keep reinventing yourself throughout your life. Your look, your interests, your skills. It will keep you inspired and you won't grow bored of you. 160. There is only one life form on the planet lower than estate agents. They are solicitors, especially those involved with divorce. They prolong your agony so they make more money. They are extortionists, sadists, and subhuman. 161. One day your children won't need you anymore. But it's the day they don't want you that you should hope will never come. 162. Try to avoid getting into conversations with Book Jacket Boy. He's the one who knows more than you do about everything in the world. But his real knowledge on most things is as deep as what you'd learn from a cover, not the whole book. His whole reason for being is to make you feel stupid and inadequate. 163. Be you. Some will love you, some will hate you. But at least you're not trying to be someone else. 164. If someone asks stupid questions in a job interview, you don't need to answer them because you won't be taking the job. It's a place that's obviously run by stupid people trying to sound smart. 165. There is never an excuse for physical violence or physical intimidation. If this is your employer or boss, walk out. If it's your partner, run and tell the police. 166. Always choose the aisle seat on a plane. 167. When choosing gifts, try to give things that person wouldn't buy themselves, and not just because of price. 168. Never let anyone tell you you're not special. 169. Choose a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life. This is not true. Your job will change all the time. Nothing stays the same. Learn to adapt. 170. As the years go by, your intuition will become sharper. You will develop a sense of who you can trust and who you can't. It won't always be right, but it becomes a very good guide. 171. If someone asks you to do something for free on the promise that there will be paid work to come, there won't be paid work to come. It's your choice if you want to do it. You can decline. 172. If you are offered a job and they're mean at the start, you can be certain they'll be as flexible as an iron girder from there on in. Start looking for another straight away. 173. Almost everyone in authority is only there for their own benefit. 174. As you get older, the time between birthdays decreases dramatically. When you're a kid, it's an aeon. As an older adult, monthly, then almost weekly. 175. If you want to be a rebel, get a tattoo at 70, not 17. 176. Learn how to do basic electrical stuff at home. Always switch off the main supply first. 177. You will become far less patient as you grow older. 178. Clean your tongue regularly with your toothbrush. It'll stop you having stinky breath. 179. You take the good and the bad bits from both of your parents. It's your perception, reality to you. Which is which? You'll have to fight hard to lose the bad stuff. And that fight never ends. But don't give up. 180. Most people don't play by your rules. How could they? They don't know your rules. Even though you may think they're just rules relating to being human, many will surprise you. Only a few in a good way. 181. Don't get stuck in a musical decade. There is outstanding music at all times. You just have to listen out for it. But, of course, it's okay to enjoy your favorites forever. 182. If you can enjoy supporting a sports team, great. Make sure that support is unwavering, through good times and bad. But don't hate someone simply because they support another team. That is the behavior of imbeciles. 183. Always make the effort to keep in touch with the people who want nothing from you apart from contact. 184. If you rush through life, you reach the end sooner. 185. Try more things. You can't know what you like unless you do. You will always have a comfort zone, but push yourself to step outside it. 186. If you can, learn the power of words for negotiation. 187. You won't understand some of the actions of those you are closest to. We all make decisions for ourselves, not always with you in mind. 188. Be wary of those who ask money from you for just words in return. 189. Try hard never to be scared to look in a mirror. 190. You have a responsibility to yourself before others. You can't make others smile if you're not happy. 191. Walk with your head held high but not in the clouds. 192. Humor is different for every person. Take your time to understand before assuming what you find funny everyone else will. 193. You only need to respect your parents, and anyone for that matter, if they deserve it and have earned it. 194. If you can get up as soon as you wake up, it's far better for your body. 195. Other people won't work like you do. Many, if not most, will do the bare minimum. Do it slowly and not to your idea of quality. You will often be incredibly frustrated. I'm afraid there is no answer to this. 196. You will find that so-called clients want faster, cheaper, and better. You can try to tell them they can only have 2 of these, but they will threaten you with going elsewhere. Let them go. Don't waste your time. 197. We are all a product of our upbringing, our relationships, our surroundings, our experiences, and our own thinking. 198. Whichever path you choose to follow as a career, note, it doesn't have to be one for life. Learn as much as you can from the history of it. And keep learning about what went before and what is happening on a daily basis. 199. Stay stubborn. Not annoyingly so, but stick with your direction. Many will try to unsettle your course and you will almost always end up in the wrong place. 200. Worry not if you get fired, it's actually a blessing. It not only shows you were not right for them, but that they were not right for you. Best of all, it gives you a chance to do something better elsewhere. 201. Always be crystal clear on what someone expects of you. Ask every question possible. If you simply think you know, the chances are you'll be wrong. 202. Use your lunch hour. Every minute of it. Don't eat and work at the same time. Walk around outside. 203. If you look, you won't find. Let others look for you, in work and in your personal life. 204. Spend wisely. You'll be shocked at how much you waste if you don't. 205. Often the gifts that give the most delight are the ones the person couldn't justify buying for themselves. 206. Answer messages and emails immediately if you can. The person at the other end is not only impressed but sees you care. It also means you don't forget them so quickly. 207. Share your thinking. You'll be questioned, sometimes attacked, bullied, and criticized, but you'll never be ignored. 208. We judge strangers in just 7 seconds. Give them a little longer unless they're running towards you carrying a knife looking angry. 209. Don't be smug if you think you know something others don't. The chances are you know less than them about something more important. 210. Don't assume your world is safe and will always be so. 211. Don't think that anyone will work for you for free. Never ever expect it. Even slaves were given food. 212. No need to network. Be forever interesting and others will enjoy your company and want to be around you. 213. If you don't look after you for you, look after you for others who care about you. 213. If you can, learn another language or more than one. It gives you a far greater perspective and understanding. 215. When you've had a great day, tell the world. When you've had a shit day, tell your friends. 216. These are allegedly the traits of being described as cool, friendly, competent, trendy, desirable, attractive, unconventional, pro-social, helping others, humorous, confident, emotionally controlled, hedonistic. And who doesn't want to be cool? 217. Laugh at yourself more than you laugh at others. 218. Nobody owns you. Nobody will ever own you. It doesn't matter how much someone pays you, you are not their property. Not ever. 219. Learn what is the absolute minimum you need to survive. Anything after that is a bonus, but never be trapped by money. If you need or want to walk, walk. Knowing this fills you with huge confidence, and people pay for confidence. 220. You can say no when everyone only wants to hear yes, and vice versa. 221. People will try to limit you by their own limitations. 222.2. Beware the ones who shout the loudest to get their way. It's usually the wrong way. 223. In your job, you're expendable. In your family, you're not. Now maybe you can prioritize. 224. Never ever give up the chance to have children simply because your partner doesn't want them. If you want to have children and they don't, waste no more time. Find a new partner. 231. If you only work for money with no heart for what you do, you know what you are, it doesn't matter how much you get paid. It's the same if you only love someone when they're paying you. 210. Understand what quality of life means. It isn't driven by money. 227. Don't have a credit card. You will lose. If possible, only pay for things with money you already have. 228. If you have little, don't pretend you have a lot. If you have a lot, never pretend you have little. 229. If you own a house, don't bother investing in savings plans. Pay off your mortgage as fast as possible. No investment will pay you the same monthly amount as you are paying to the Bank of Building Society. The sooner you become mortgage-free, the more money you will have and be able to invest. 230. Don't work for companies who expect you to pay for things, then claim the money back. Some are so pitiful they even demand you pay for your own flights and hotels. Never bankroll a company you're employed by. 231. Don't do stupid stuff because other people tell you it'll be funny. Do it because you think it'll be funny. So if it goes wrong, you only have yourself to blame. 232. Masculinity and femininity is a spectrum. There are many shades. If you're ever concerned you're not enough of one, don't worry. You know inside what you are. You don't need anyone else trying to tell you should be more or less. 233. Never ever discuss any of your previous sexual partners with your new or current partner. And never ask them either. They don't want to know. You don't want to know. 234. You'll be amazed, horrified, disgusted, perplexed, and disbelieving at the places acne appears on your body. 235. They tell you you need a big house, then a bigger house. They tell you you need a car, then two, then more expensive ones. They tell you you need big holidays, then bigger ones. They tell you you need to earn a fortune, then more. They tell you you should wear flashy clothes and shoes and perfumes. They tell you your friends have better cars, bigger houses, finer clothes, incredible holidays. They tell you this to make you feel you haven't achieved enough. And they tell you you must work harder to be happier. It's all lies. Happiness isn't counted in possessions. The only measure is moments with the ones you love who love you. 236. Some people aren't human. They are so degraded. They are no longer what you are. Get away from them. 237. Gifts don't buy love, but they can be a thank you for love given. 238. If you don't want to say thank you for a gift given, return it. 239. If you ever don't like you, reinvent you. 240. Some people will continually tell you how wonderful they are. They're really not. They're simply trying to make themselves believe they are. 241. Respect those who work for you, and pay them on time every time. They will always want to work for you. 242. If you have children, allow them to be their age every year, not pushing them to grow up faster, not holding them back to be young for longer. 243. The people who rock your world can also shake it too. 244. It's okay to cry. It's stronger than not crying. 245. Younger people can teach you more positive directions because they are less cynical. 246. The best position to be in any company is where they need you more than you need them. 247. Some people want you to hate them. They perceive it as power, specifically power over you. You can fight back with indifference, the thing they hate most. 248. Moisturize your face and wear sunscreen. A less tanned face is preferable to a wrinkled one when you're older. 249. Never ever wear socks with sandals. And never wear socks but nothing else. Hideous. 250. Some work colleagues are like toothache. They get more and more painful very quickly. You can't ignore them. And they don't go away. You can try to fill them in, plug their holes. Sometimes the only remedy is to remove them, or remove yourself from them. 251. We are all fragile. We can be broken by a text, an email, a word, even a look. 252. One of the great joys in life is making others laugh. Self-deprecating humor is a good way. You're not perfect, and neither is anyone else. 253. Frustration is a way of life. You can be a visionary in what you do, but mostly no one will see what you see. Then someone else will do it, and everyone will be amazed. 254. If you become friends with someone, it's likely you'll like their friends too. We tend to choose people who have similar interests to ourselves as friends. Point to note, if you know someone is an ashel, their friends will most likely be ashels too. 255. Don't try to become someone's friend for your own personal benefit or for a career move. If you genuinely like them, great. But if your motivations are wrong from the start, it's unlikely the friendship will last. And you'll always have to live with yourself knowing what you did. 256. What you may consider stupid, another thinks smart. You can only do what you think is smart. 257. You can't rely on anyone else but yourself. If you're lucky, you can rely on your partner. 258. If something makes you angry or sad or frustrated, stop doing it. 259. The more love you give, the more love you'll get. 260. The day you put profit before people is the day a part of you dies. It was the most important part you ever had. 261. You will meet new people through life whom you'll think you've met before. Some good, some not so good. Hold on to the good ones because you were probably supposed to meet them. 262. Quote, driving a car is like watching a movie. Riding a motorbike is like starring in it. The caveat is that people rarely die or get badly injured for real in movies. Ride carefully. 263. You will always see prettier packages than the one you have. but it's unlikely the contents will be as perfect for you. 264. You will always be expected to respect other religions. It's important to point out that you expect the same in return, even if you don't have one. 265. If someone compliments you, accept it. Nice shoes doesn't have to be met with, "They were super cheap in the sale." A simple thank you is perfectly acceptable as a response. 266. You don't have to justify anything you eat to anyone. If you like it, eat it. If it's pudding, then main, then starter, go for it. You'll be told that's not how we eat. Tell them you have a brain, you make the rules. If they have a problem, call the food police. 267. One day, go the opposite direction to work, call in sick, and go somewhere you've never been before on the spur of the moment. You need to break the routine once in a while to stay human. It won't kill you. But the chances are you never will. 268. It's said you shouldn't believe everything you read. One day, that could become anything. Search out the truth. Don't be lazy. 269. When a client or your boss is complimenting you on your work, try not to make it obvious you're expecting a but. The natural pessimist in us all can't take praise without thinking there must be something they don't like. Chances are they may well have one, if not multiple amends, shocks, changes, dislikes. However, it is really awkward being caught waiting for the buts. 270. Just because cars can go fast doesn't mean you have to. It's not just about obeying speed limits. It's about enjoying the ride. 271. You can criticize your family, but if anyone else does, just watch your reaction. 272. Don't lend money. You are not a bank. It is not in your interest. Literally. If you want to give, give, but don't expect it back. 273. Looks fade, voices don't. Intellect over beauty, whoever you choose to be with. 274. Shave lightly. Razor blades are incredibly sharp, so you don't need to press too hard. You damage your skin if you do. 275. Sometimes you may feel like a square peg and the whole world is full of round holes. Don't shave off your edges to fit in. One day the world will open up for you. 276. Online you'll find haters, usually anonymous, always odious, bigoted, spineless little turds who would never say what they type. It's a good place to show off how bulletproof you are. 277. It seems that drinking or cats become substitute children for those who don't have or choose not to have them. The latter is probably best. 298. Learn not to be sad or angry if someone doesn't contact you, just happy if they do. It's almost always nothing to do with you. It's highly unlikely that you have upset or offended them. They have simply had other things going on you probably don't know about. 279. Not all travel broadens the mind. Commuting deadens it. Commute less. Live more. 280. Learn to be honest, trustworthy, and have strong moral principles. True integrity to do the right thing, whether anyone notices or not, doesn't matter. 281. When you're driving, don't look oncoming drivers in the eye. Go your own way. Go ahead. Stop for others if you choose, but no eye contact. It confuses as they try to read your intentions in a split second. 282. If you work without payment, whatever you do has no value, it is worth nothing. As such, it can be discarded at whim. 283. Boarding schools are not for children, they're for adults who want a break from being parents. 284. We're often told to just accept rude or offensive comments from old people because it's a generational thing. If these are racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, or just simply obnoxious, feel free to attack, savage, and destroy them. You won't be liked, but you are right. They may be old, but they're living now. They've accepted that technology has changed beyond comprehension. Views need to change too. Stupidity or ignorance are no excuse. 285. A mistake in interviews is being desperate. Like at the start of any new relationship, desperation is probably the most off-putting thing you could ever want. Try to get the balance right. Not caring isn't good either, obviously. 286. If someone wants to hire you to turn the company around, don't take the job. What they really want is for you to do things the way they've always been done, usually terribly. You won't change a thing and you'll hate it. 287. Learn to cook at least 7 meals. That way you'll never go hungry at home and not get bored having the same thing night after night. 288. Never, ever, ever kill anything for sport. Those that do, shame our species. 289. Remember the child inside you. The one who saw the box, a TV came in as far more exciting than the black plastic thing inside. Imagination enriches your existence. Don't ever let anyone take that from you. 290. Don't just share news, share your thinking, emotions, feelings, the things that make you you. 291. When asked what you do or what you want to do, try to have some more interesting to say than describing your work. 292. No washing machines, tumble dryers, irons, vacuum cleaners, brooms, toilet brushes, mops, nor dishwashers have a sign on them saying, "For women only." No electric drills, chainsaws, car wheel jacks, screwdrivers, socket sets, multimeters, spades, nor lawnmowers have a sign on them saying, "For men only." 293. Take shopping trolleys back in supermarkets. Don't just leave them where you finished using them. 294. You will be many people in life. You, a worker, a boss, a parent, a partner, a mentor, a friend. Each comes with different responsibilities. You'll need to find ways to juggle and seamlessly slide between one and the next, but know that it is incredibly hard to prioritize. 295. The first 3 months of being a parent are the hardest. If you are offered help from anyone you trust, take it. Even take professional help if you can afford it. 296. If you had a choice between having to work and not having to work, you'd probably choose the latter. So consider aiming to put yourself in a position where you don't have to, but do if you want to, as soon as you can. 297. As you get older, take selfies or have photos taken of you with your face towards the sun, not looking directly at it. It's far more flattering. 298. If you start a business and a client you've already been working with asks you to pitch again for their business, say no. It's akin to a husband telling his wife that he's going to sleep with other women to see if they're better than her, or wife to husband, and that she'll have her chance to prove she is still worthy of him. You'll be told the old line, "That's business." It's not. It simply kills everything. 299. The word love is varied and different by context. You can love your partner, you can love ice cream, a cat, your bed, sunbathing. If you ever worry that having children may dissipate your love for your partner, remember that it is a different kind of love. 300. Interviewing is a skill on both sides. Some people master it, yet can be awful employees, again on both sides. Watch out for interviewees who flatter you and massage your ego. 301. Don't jump cues. Even if the person saw you, not the one before you, tell them. Courtesy and manners are to be respected. 302. If you deny a relationship, that relationship is over. It's only a matter of time. 303. If someone works like a dog for you, don't treat them like an animal. 304. Try not to complain. If you want to change something, try to change it. Simply moaning changes nothing. 305. Toilet paper provides poor cleansing. If possible, use a water jet or have one installed. 306. When braking in a car, take your foot slightly off the brake as you come to stop. It's a far more gentle way to stop. 307. When you're really hungry, you'll eat out of bins. This isn't just about food. 308. If you desperately want to leave a company because they're so awful, just walk out. Forget your so-called notice period. You'll be called unprofessional, unreliable, and many other things. But the place is toxic and hurts you mentally. Best to remove the poison rather than sticking it out to save face. 309. When you're in a job, you'll get offers for other jobs. That stops as soon as you're out of a job. It's the difference between standing in the light or being hidden in the shadows. 310. Quote, common sense is a bit like deodorant. Those who need it most use it least. It's everyone else who notices before they do. 311. To have an opinion is to be human. To attack it without fully understanding it is inhuman. 312. The world does not conspire against you. Only you can do that. 313. If you can, have clothes made for you. They will always fit better and can be less expensive than designer wear. It also gives you the chance to add your own touches to personalize your look if you're brave enough. 314. When you're in another country, smile at the locals, be kind and thoughtful. To a small extent, you are an ambassador for your own country. 315. Stay close to your siblings. That's unless they become something so abhorrent you need to keep away. 316. It's far easier just to agree with people who have questionable, sometimes repulsive viewpoints. Don't. Be true to yourself. Cut them down with your words. 317. Don't get carried away with so-called political correctness. What is and isn't sexist, racist, offensive, whatever can sometimes be decided by those who choose to benefit from shaming others. 318. Quote, time will tell how much I love you. But remember, it could also be less than you expected. 319. Make your bed every morning. First achievement of the day. 320. Moisturize the back of your neck. It will age without you knowing. 321. Wash your feet before you go to bed with warm water. It not only cleans them, it helps you sleep better. 322. Your attitudes and opinions will be molded more by experiences than by what you are told to think. 323. Some will tell you they love you, but they want you to change. But if you change into what they won't want you anymore. Unless you are harming yourself, there is no need to change you. 324. Imagine if your parents were just too busy to feed you when you were a baby. Now you know what prioritizing is. Busy is not an excuse not to talk to them. It states that you think have better things to do. More often than not, you don't. 325. Narcissism breeds in ugly souls. 326. If you're facing an angry drunk, turn and leave. Run if you have to. Doesn't matter who it is. 327. If you use a lighter to light lots of candles or scent sticks or anything, that takes a little time. Remember to blow. The metal end to cool it down before you put it away in your pocket. 328. Use every last little bit of toothpaste, shampoo, conditioner, washing liquid, etc. Cut the bottle's tubes open to get the final bits out. 329. Don't drink during the day. It wastes a day. Nighttime is fine, but not to extremes. Boasting about how drunk you got is only for teenage years. 330. If someone insults you or your work in the workplace, say nothing, turn around and walk away. If that feels too harsh, you can say, and that's where our conversation ends. Insults are pointless. Unless a person has something constructive to say, they are not worth listening to. Certainly do not get drawn into an argument or stoop down to their level. 331. If you're wrong, admit it. Say sorry if necessary. Only a child has a tantrum. Worse still, pick out a moment when the other person did something even more wrong. That's pathetic. 332. Pass on the things you know well to others. It's incredibly rewarding to help people improve. 333. We are all misfits. The ones who seem to fit in everywhere are the oddest of all. 334. Try not to lose your ability to write with your hand. You'll text and type far more often than use a pen, but you'll always need to fill in something or other, even if it's just with your signature. 335. If you can, stay close to family. They will never give up on you. Friends come and go. Family is forever. They will support you through the worst times in your life if you let them. 336. You need to have time for you. Each day if you can. Even in the best relationships, don't underestimate the value of some me time. 337. Understand the rules in the places you will work. Unless you know what you're supposed to do and not do, you will be blamed for overstepping a line you have no knowledge of. 338. Whatever you chase will run away. 339. If someone touches you inappropriately at work or you ever feel physically threatened, report the person immediately. If nothing is done, resign immediately. You cannot work another second in their presence, nor for a company that allows it to happen. 340. You don't know which day your number is up. Luck will mean it's later rather than sooner. Of course, there are things you can do to help you stay around for longer, but try to remember to enjoy your time and spend it with those who actually care about you. 341. You will reach an age where some people will love you for who you are and others will not. You won't change, particularly if you're, shall we say, past the halfway mark. So, best not to worry about those who will never see the world how you do. Just keep the valuable ones for life. 342. Train yourself to live in the now. It's hard not to think about what has happened or what might happen. But if you can live in real time, be fully aware of where you are at any given moment, you will find far more enjoyment in your days. Let nothing pass you by. 343. People you love dearly will die from natural causes, some when they're old, some when not so old. Sometimes family, sometimes friends. It will hurt so much and destroy you emotionally, but only for a day. There will be many, many other times it will affect you, but nothing feels as bad as that first day. You must remind yourself that the person would not want you to be endlessly heartbroken. They wanted you happy in life. They want the same for you now they're gone. You can torture yourself and sustain your misery, or you can remember them for what they added to your life and to the world. Smiles rather than tears. If they are looking down on you or whatever you believe, they'd rather see you getting the most out of each day, not hanging your head in sorrow. Go do the things they can no longer do. It may help to write down your favorite memories of them, celebrating the best, not dwelling on the worst. 344. When birthday or Christmas presents are reduced to buying designer handbags year after year, you know the person has put a lot of money in, but not a lot of thought. Inexpensive but inspired personal gifts will always be worth more. Think of the person, not a label. 345. There is no way to protect yourself against all of life. You just have to live it and learn along the way. Guidance is the something that might help, but there are no guarantees. If we knew what was around the corner, we wouldn't be so eager to look, nor so surprised and often delighted to find out. 346. Give your grandchildren gifts every time you see them. But remember that you don't have to buy these gifts. You can find them. A beautiful shell, an unusually colored or striated pebble, a flower, an old book, a pencil, an origami folded paper. Things that have a story behind them. And things to keep. It's not about spending lots of money on them. It's about showing you spent time thinking of them. 347. When you talk to babies and small children, speak with wonder, with excitement, with delight and imagination. To inspire and surprise, to flood them with happiness and love. Speak in awe at the amazing things life has in store for them, and all the remarkable and unremarkable events of each day. Delight them with facial expressions of sheer joy and exuberance. Just avoid talking to them in such simplistic terms that your noises are meaningless. Treat them like little people even when they are tiny and all the way through. They are learning so fast. You are their teacher. Whether a parent, grandparent, friend, even stranger. They soak in every feeling, so try to keep those feelings positive and full of good energy. 348. You will feel so light and free once you unburden yourself of those who only comment on life through criticism. Nothing is perfect, but to dwell on every imperfection is missing out on the best bits. You'll find people who hate what you love. There's only so long you can be dragged down by them before you need to avoid them. 349. Say what you see. If you want to entertain people, say what others don't. We spend the middle of our lives being expected to edit what we express in words. The part between being a kid and being old, when you're allowed to say whatever you like and everyone either laughs or forgives you. That's the freest you'll ever be with language. Screw the critics and censors, the ones who tell you what you can and can't say, the ones who expect you to tread on eggshells for sake of offense. 350. When you stay with family or friends, always remember that it's not a hotel. Make your bed, wash up your dishes, cups, etc. Wash your own clothes, abide by their house rules. If they take their shoes off on entering, do the same. Be sensitive and be aware. It's very good of someone to let you in their home. Respect their hospitality. 351. If it's not fun, it's not worth doing. Try to enjoy everything you do. It's not easy, but you can make the most out of the bad stuff too. 352. One of the largest dating sites in the world could not match 1 in 10 of their clients with anyone. Be careful when you're dating. 353. Don't let yourself get so angry at the world you don't want to live in it. There are many things you can change. But first, start with yourself. 354. Clean your navel regularly, often a forgotten place that can smell really bad. 355. Never laugh at someone who is crying unless they're crying with laughter. 356. Avoid judging someone's sexuality by what they're wearing. Clothes change. 357. The smart choose to learn something from everyone. The stupid choose to learn nothing from anyone. 358. Turn your back for a second and someone will screw up what you're doing. You can't rely on anyone, particularly when it's something important. 359. You don't want to peak early in terms of looks. This year's beautiful duckling is next year's ugly swan. You'll be surprised at who blossoms and who wilts as the years go by. 360. Work is a lie. Your job is full of thank yous, you're amazing, you did great. Empty platitudes that sustain your belief that you are important. You are. But don't ever ask yourself how the company would survive if you didn't keep doing all those late nights, working through weekends and holidays. Everyone talks about having a work-life balance. The two things are different. If you only ever work, you have no life. 361. Those who have been abused often go on to abuse. Sadly, this also happens in the workplace. 362. No partner is ever a trophy, nor a slave, not a doormat, nor positioned precariously on a pedestal. Remember, no one is above or below you in status. You should not make them feel like they are. And they should never act like they are. 363. A real friend will never pull you away from your other friends. If anything, they'll encourage those relationships so you don't feel isolated and trapped in one by that one. 364. Giving up smoking is easy. You just have to stop hating yourself. 365. Write your own list to pass on. You will have so many ideas as you go through life. If you write them down while you remember them, you'll be able to look back one day and see if you stuck to them. And they'll give you a tiny extra purpose in life, as they have done for me in the 2 years it has taken me to compile them. There are some blank pages that follow. You can use them to note down your thoughts. I hope you have enjoyed reading and that some of what I've written will help guide you along your way.